Hi guys, welcome to Bookish Shayla and welcome to day 26 of May I Scraplift You. And we are scraplifting Sandra Lee, who is Scrappy Girl 13 on Instagram. And it didn't have a YouTube link, so all I know is that is her Instagram account. I have picked this really fun page to scraplift, but instead of using 2 photos, I am using just 1. Now, in my last video, I said I was going to tell you something, and then of course I forgot because I didn't tell you right then. But I have one of my biggest problems when I do like 30 days of sketches and this month of May I Scraplift You is figuring out what pictures I want to use. Because that is one of the things that I struggle with is picking. I can put kits together all day long. That's not a problem. But finding pictures for those kits, that's what I struggle with. And so what I did, and I've told you, if you watched my video a few weeks ago, I told you that sometimes my brain, because of my ADD, I need random. It helps me concentrate, which seems completely different than what you would think. So what I did is I just went through, I have boxes of, I have my photos sorted in envelopes like this. This is going to take me just a few minutes. I hope you don't mind. I have my pictures sorted in envelopes like this. And my newer pictures, I have a little more information, but these are my older pictures. I have the date, I have what the event or whatever it was, and then I have them in photo boxes. So what I did, because I struggle so hard picking, especially those old photos to scrap, I just went through and I just randomly grabbed photos. I know, guys, it's weird, but I set them on my desk, and then when I pick up sketch or a scrap lift, I go to those photos first. And in fact, the last few scrap lifts I've done, I picked those layouts to scrap lift because I knew what photos I had in my pile that I wanted to scrap lift, or I wanted to scrap. So that's what I did. And by doing that, I've completed my Grand Central Station photos from my WOW trip in 2013. Now there's one picture left, but it's super blurry, so I'm just not going to scrap lift it. And it's of the departure and arrival board. And for some reason I said Grand Central Station. It's Union Station. I need to change that, but I'm always thinking New York and Grand Central, so I need to fix that. But anyway, so I have an envelope of pictures done after this layout, which doesn't seem like a lot, but for me, it's really, really helping me. And I am doing kind of the same thing when it comes to planning my 30 days of sketches for June. So that's just a little bit of crazy how my brain works info. So this is going to be my last Union Station picture from Washington, D.C. in 2013. Now, guys, I still have a million pictures from this trip. I still have a million pictures from my other WOW trip, but just seeing that envelope go from back in the bin to completed just makes me feel better. So instead of the 2 photos, I'm doing this one. That was a long way around that one. Yesterday, I spent some time putting things up from my National Scrapbook Day crop because I still had things out, and I'm really trying to organize and get some things together this summer. And I went through my, I used to belong to a kit from Hot Off the Press paper, what's it called? It's a different name, the website. But anyway, they had a monthly kit that sent papers and embellishments and stuff. And I stopped doing that many, many years ago. Like, I don't even know how many, probably 7, 8 years ago, I quit, but I still had all this stuff left. So I went through those. I pulled out the ones that I don't like, that I'm not going to use. And when I saw this picture and knew it was Washington, D.C., I was like, I'm going to go there first and see if there's any paper that I can pick to use. And so I picked this. So let me show you. I've already done some stenciling because in my layout that I picked, she had done some stenciling. So I took the lumberjack plaid and I took this Echo Part Echo Park star stencil from I Love School, and I did my background. So I'll show you really quick what that looks like. Like that. It's Washington, D.C., patriotic stars. So I did this. Then I pulled some stickers from Paper House, and it's a paper or a sticker book kind of thing that's all Washington, D.C. So now there is nothing that talks about Union Station in any of the Washington, D.C. stuff that I've collected, but I thought I could use the flags and stars and arrows and that kind of thing. So in my hot off the press kit, there's this red ribbon, and I picked it for the colors. There's some white trim. There's some white yarn. There's some navy blue rhinestones. There's this Jenny Bolin 2009, so that tells you how long ago these kits were. I'm telling you, they were so old. I don't think I put a date on them. Nope. But anyway, some journaling blocks. There's some wood veneer and some brads and a key. Just a bunch of really random stuff. There are these transparent acetate letters. There's probably UNIONSTATION. Hey, I can spell Union Station with them. So there we go. I've got those. And then I have the paper. And she basically has one long strip, then a block, and then her pictures matted on a piece of paper. So 3 papers or so. So I have these little bitty scraps. Those aren't going to be used. In fact, you know what? I'm throwing those away. Look at me. I like this. I wouldn't mind this part of this one. I don't want the flowers. I don't need florals. There's a random piece of bread. There's this pretty blue. Oh, I have some blue. This is red. I do know my colors. Some red alphabet stickers. Another piece of blue. And I think I'm just going to repeat the papers here. Yep. Now, one thing about these papers is they're really thin. Okay, so I'm going to use the red, the blue, and this portion, the brown part of this. Decision made. Now, am I going to keep this afterwards? I don't know. I do like these basics. I don't like that. Not my colors. I used to struggle really hard with florals, and there are still times when I'm like, I don't know when I'd use that. I don't know how I'd use that. This is one of those times. All right, sorry, I had to get some stuff moved off my cutter so I can be cutting. I think I'm gonna put the blue as my big strip, the brown as my block, and then I'm gonna map my pictures on this. So that's my plan. So it looks like they did about a 4-inch piece or so. Is that big enough? Let's do 4.5. Okay, and they just have it, she just has it down the middle. So we'll do that. Let's see. I'm really not used to my new cutting board yet, or my new mat. It's not a cutting board, my new mat yet. Like the numbers on them. So that would be, hold on, I'm gonna have to move it over in order for me to do this, because 12, so that would be 3.5. So I need it over about to here. So I'm going to go ahead and put that down since I've already measured and everything. 8.25. I hope that's 8.25 up there. So we are getting down to the last little bit. I need to film a layout share that's probably, obviously that's not going to be filmed until I get all my May I Scraplift You. Guys, I've already scraplifted like 50 some layouts. Between the 30 I did on my weekend crop and then doing every day for May I Scraplift You. Plus, one of my weekly prompts was to do kits from my Close to My Heart lady that I've been collecting for 15 years. Not that many. 10 at least. 12 years. So I did 6 of those. I've done a lot of layouts. All right, so this is going to be my block. Okay, that may be too wide, but that's all right because the picture actually goes over a little bit, which I probably should not have made this so big. So let's make this about 5.5. I'll do an inch bigger. And then let's do yay much. Yay much. That's a precise measurement, isn't it? Okay. So I'm going to do 9 1/4. Or no, 8 3/4. But yeah, so my my layout share is going to be a long one. So's my haul probably. Let's not talk about that. And I want it to be here. Okay. And like that. Okay. Now, let me mat. First, I think I'm going to mat my picture on white. Let me pull out my white scraps and see if I have a piece big enough. Oh, yeah. Whoopsie. That one's not, but that one is. Yeah, I have quite a bit of a haul to do, too. Well, I bought for National Scrapbook Day the sales. And then I've just bought other stuff. Because I felt like it. I know, nobody's judging me, except myself. Well, that was bad. Let's try this again, because I just totally cut that way too little. It's going to be a very tiny mat, because I just messed that up. It's fine. There we go. All right, so let's do this, and then this I'm going to make 6 inches because it sticks out. Actually, I'm going to do 6 and a little. And then I'm going to do about, oh wait, no, that wasn't right. This way is supposed to be 6 inches. Or 6 and a little. And then I'm going to make it about here. Actually, I like this idea better. Let's do it about here. Sorry guys, should have thought things out a little bit more, but I didn't. That's kind of how I roll. Who needs to think things out? Just go with it. Actually, I am really a planner in my real life. I plan a lot. If I don't, I kind of, there, like that. Ah. Let's see, it's supposed to go about there. There we go. Okay, now, they have a little thing down here think I want this circle. Okay. And trying to think, you know what? I should have run this before I put everything down. Of course I should have. Do I want to lift it up? Or do I just want to cut parts? Yeah, why don't I do that instead of lift it all up? It doesn't have to go all the way down it. I need my score tape. Maybe. There we go. And okay, so I know I'm late on the bus. Late on the bus, no. Late to the party, whatever you want to call it. But a long time, probably Christmas, I started watching Only Murders in the Building, and then I just never finished it, because that's what I do. I start shows and watch about 3 episodes and then never go back. So I was talking to one of my former students last night, or yesterday, about some stuff, and she was like, you really need to finish watching that. And I was like, well, okay. So I stayed up last night. Well, not that late, but I started watching it. I'm going to leave that up just a little bit past the brown. I watched the entire first episode, or entire first season. I had watched like 2 or 3 episodes maybe, but I finished watching the whole first season, and I loved it. Now I'm like, okay, now I need to watch the rest of it. And I put the wrong end in because this one needs trimmed. But anyway, so it was so cute and fun, and I liked it a lot. And I loved all the cameos of Broadway people. That always makes me happy. That's still cricket. Oh, well, it's fine. I'm like, holy cow, how could I do that? Anyway, so it was a lot of fun. So now I need to go on. There's like, I think 4 seasons. Of course, because that's how far behind I am. But I need to go watch some more. But yes, if you haven't watched it and you enjoy cameos of famous people, like I do, it was... Now, I will say the language is a little, not the best. Definitely adult language. But it has Steve Martin, if you haven't heard of it, and Selena Gomez and Martin Short. So, like I said, super cute. I enjoyed it. Ready to watch the next season. Whoop, I can't get this one off. And each season, they just keep adding more and more. It's set in New York, and Martin Short is a Broadway producer, or a former Broadway producer. And so it has a bunch of Broadway people in it, which, like I said, I love, because I'm a Broadway nerd. Where did my T-square go? There it is. I'm a Broadway nerd, I admit it. And so I love that fact that it had a whole bunch of Broadway people. I was going to use a T-square. You can't use a T-square if it's not, if what you're trying to do is not laid flat. Let's see, is that close? It's going to be close enough for me anyway, unless it's just way off. Doesn't look too bad. Okay, so there is that. That was fun. All right, now I'm going to do Union Station. I don't think I'm going to make you watch me do that, because that's going to take me a lot of time. I've got to cut all these out and glue them down. But Union Station is going to be my title. So she has some embellishments in each corner. So I think I'm just going to do, let's see, I have hearts, flags, lots of stars. What do I want to do? Cherry blossoms. I would, okay, I say that I don't really need to go back to Washington, D.C. I've seen everything. Now, I haven't seen all of the Smithsonian, which I would like to do. But I'm like, if I don't ever make it back there, it'll be fine. However, I would love to go see the cherry blossoms. I'm not going to lie. Let's do a couple of arrows. Is there another gold one? Yep, right here. I think this one's longer than that one, but it's okay. Okay, couple of arrows, and then some stars. Oh, red's not going to show. I figured it out. A little late, but I figured it out. Actually, I think I'm going to do these across here, like that. And maybe do I don't know. I'm kind of thinking maybe the eagles, but do I have eagles that aren't red? Or the flags? I have 2 blue flags. How about flags? This is going to be a pretty simple page on purpose. And flags. And then an eagle. And I saw another eagle. I'm just trying to get some of this stuff used up, even though I still have, that was a red eagle. I thought I had another silver eagle. Oh no, do I not? I could have swore I had it. I saw another silver one or gray one. That's why I picked it. Well, darn it. Maybe the shield instead if I don't have eagles after all. It's a red eagle. Okay, let's do the shield instead. Okay, then I think I'm going to take a bunch of these little stars and just sprinkle them around with the star stencil. So, because she kind of did that with some of the some hearts, she's just sprinkled them around. So since I have all these stars, I think I'm just gonna star it up. And like I said, this layout's gonna be pretty simple. I chose her layout because I could keep it, I don't want to say plain, but without a lot of embellishments and stuff. And so that's what I'm going to do. Okay. So looky, I used all the stars on the first page. Now, I was going to say, I could do Washington, D.C., but I think that's too big to fit up there. So I brought it down. I could do Washington, D.C. and then do Union Station down here. You know what? I think I'm going to, because I want to use some of these. I'm trying to use these stick. Oh, looky. This is a thing by itself. So I could do Washington, because that's what it says, is Washington Union Station. So I could do that, Washington, and then do Union Station. I thought those were connected. They weren't. All right, so I'm going to keep this sticker until I put my title on. I was just going to see what all I have in here. UNION, but I can't do station with these. Or could I do STATION? I could do Union in the big letters, Station in these letters, and then Washington in these letters. So I'll have 3 different fonts. I like that. Okay, guys. So I am going to go make my title, put it on. I might do a little sprinkles, gold maybe. So put some gold in there. Put the date on here. And there will be a close-up at the end. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for my little spill there at the beginning about explaining a few things. I hope you didn't mind. And if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. And if you want to see more, hit that subscribe button down below, and I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.